As we age, we all experience physical and mental changes. Do driving skills of elderly drivers decline with age? Do the driving skills of elders vary from one elderly person to another? What if an elderly loved one is no longer safe behind the wheel? How does one bring up the topic of safe driving? What options exist if an elderly driver refuses to stop driving? Hello, my name is Attorney Ramsey Bahrawy, and welcome to Your Money, Your Life. In this segment, my guest is Matt Gurwell of keepingussafe.org. After retiring from a very successful 24-year career with the Ohio State Highway Patrol, Matt decided to fulfill his passion for improving highway and driver safety by launching keepingussafe.org, a national organization with a mission to help keep older drivers safe. By consulting with professionals from several different disciplines, Matt has developed extensive knowledge in the areas of best practices, current vehicle safety technologies, and adaptive equipment. At keepingussafe.org, Matt developed the Enhanced Self-Assessment Program for senior drivers. Matt, welcome to Your Money, Your Life. It's great to have you on the program.
Thank you very much, Ramsey. It's an honor to be here.
Let's talk a little bit about warning signs that family members should look for. So let me throw out some driving issues and ask you whether or not these are warning signs when an elder is behind the wheel. Someone's driving on the highway or on any roadway and their car starts to veer off into the breakdown lane. Or somebody is driving on a road or a highway and they're driving either extremely slow or extremely fast. Or somebody's driving along and they come to a stop sign and they just keep on going. They don't obey any of the road signs. Are any of these issues warning signs that an elder driver should be evaluated, or is it just a matter of bad luck?
Those are all excellent indicators. I recently did one of these self-assessments with an older lady in Cincinnati, Ohio, and as we were doing the driving exercise portion of the we were in there were 4 lanes of interstate, and we were in one of the center lanes, and we were traveling, as you suggested just a moment ago, 49 miles an hour, which was dangerously slow. People were doing their best to get around us at the very last instant on either our left or our right, sounding their horns and things like that. So certainly slow speed, I think, far more often than the higher speeds is a good indication of some diminished driving skills. But that list, Ramsey, as you can imagine, is infinitely long. Bumping into things. I like to, when I get to a home to do this self-assessment program, take a quick glance at the car and see if the right side or the left side is all scratched up from pulling it into the garage or doing any number of things and bumping up against something. But like I said, the list is, we could talk for hours about that. Basically, what I have found to be true is when the family has concerns, which is who we typically get our calls from, they're right on the money. And the warning signs that your family saw are completely different than the warning signs that the next family saw. So they're obviously very different in every case.
I've read specifically with regards to the Commonwealth of Massachusetts that elders are at greater risk for car accidents. The same study that I read also indicates that elder drivers present an increased risk at night due to poor night vision, and they are also, believe it or not, a greater risk for parking lot accidents than accidents on roadways.
Well, you've raised several issues there. Let me talk about the last one first, the parking lot issue. Elderly drivers and Ohio State troopers are certainly at a much higher risk in parking lot accidents. I can tell you that a high percentage of our accidents, believe this or not, as troopers actually occurred in backing up scenarios where we were backing up in an accident scene or backing up here or backing up there. And the exact same thing is true for older adults, I have found, particularly in parking lots. I met with a gentleman the other day that we tried to pull into the handicap spot. I suggested to him that we pull into the parking spot of his choosing, and just park. Well, he did that, and he had to have a particular spot, and it had to be a particular handicap spot. But we made several attempts to get his car properly positioned in the parking spot, where a younger driver, I think, would have just pulled directly in. And even then, when we did pull in, Ramsey, he hit the sign ahead of us that held the parking lot sign emblem. So you're exactly right. Parking lot and backing scenarios are in a much higher risk, and that all has to do with their flexibility. Yale has done a study where they showed flexible drivers that exercised on a regular basis, and exercise to them meant simply walking and stretching type exercises. But the folks in their test group made 37% fewer critical errors in a driving simulator. So they were able to demonstrate how important that strength and flexibility is to driving. And a lot of that does have to do with backing up, as you suggested.
Matt, tell our viewers, if they would like to contact you, how they can do that.
You can call our toll-free telephone number at 877-907-8841, 877-907-8841, or visit the website at keepingussafe.org.
Matt, that's a great place for us to stop. Thank you.
Thank you, Ramsey.
In today's world, we have drivers ranging from teenagers to the elderly. As such, the importance of safe driving cannot be overemphasized, as safe driving requires complex coordination of many different skills. Accordingly, the physical and mental changes that accompany aging can diminish those abilities. Moreover, these changes may be so gradual we barely notice them. For example, our driving skills can be influenced by slower reaction time, impaired vision as well as hearing, and loss of strength. Also, drowsiness due to medication or a lower tolerance for alcohol can have a big effect on our driving skills. As a caregiver or family member, watch for telltale signs of decline in the elderly person's driving abilities. Warning signs may include driving at inappropriate speeds, reacting slowly, ignoring traffic signs, drifting across lane markings, and/or having one or more accidents. A professional such as Matt Gurwell can help evaluate an elderly person's driving skills while suggesting adjustments to driving habits. Remember that driving is not necessarily an all-or-nothing proposition. Programs such as the Enhanced Self-Assessment Program on the keepingussafe.org website exist to help elderly drivers adjust their driving to changes in their physical condition. Some examples of adjustments include avoiding driving at night, driving only to familiar locations, and avoiding highway and rush hour traffic. Talking to an older adult about his or her driving requires family unity and common understanding. To arrive at a rational conclusion, consult with an expert like Matt Gurwell. A good place to start is the keepingussafe.org website. Check out the Older Driver Workbook. Don't forget to read about the Enhanced Self-Assessment Program for senior drivers. For in the words of Ben Franklin, an investment in knowledge always pays the best interest. In closing, I would like to thank my guest, Matt Gurwell of keepingussafe.org, for his participation in this program. And as always, thank you to you, our viewers, for watching Your Money, Your Life. My name is Attorney Ramsey Bahrawy, building your trust.